Alright, what's up everybody? This is Give Your Anxiety, and we're casting a tournament series here on twitch.tv/ESOC TV. We are in the ESOC Stay-at-Home Cup. We're in the losers bracket, round of 32, and we have a best of 5 series between Sheckler and Youssef here. So here we go, we are getting into game 1. Sheckler's going to be playing as the Sioux civilization. Youssef will be playing as the Dutch. Alright, game 1 is on Hudson Bay as we load on in here. And here we go, Sheckler in the pink, playing as the Sioux civilization, Youssef in the red, playing as the Dutch. And we'll take a look at the stream. I think everything is pretty good. Let's see this donation bar, maybe move it down a little bit. What do you think? Looks good. I haven't, yeah, I guess I still have everything. I haven't casted on the ESOC in a long time, and I guess I still have everything, like nothing changed. I don't have to update anything, which is really nice. So yeah, it should be good to go here. Alright, looks like Sheckler's going for a 75 wood treasure, always nice to get. There's a 90 food here and a 90 coin. Youssef, would be nice if you could get that 90 coin. Really nice for the Dutch. Youssef throwing down a house. May have a slight treasure contention here. Sheckler is on top of it though, so he does pick up 75 wood. And he's gonna actually sharpshoot a wolf. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of overkill. Now you don't have your ability. The wolves are really easy to kill, so I decided to sharpshoot it though. Looks like Sheckler did build 1 TP in base here just from the starting resources. He does have 125 wood now, so he could actually build another one. I feel like kind of surprised he's not. Otherwise, he's just gonna have to sit with that wood, you know, in his bank until H2. So could definitely throw down another TP. Here we go. Youssef going for a 90 coin treasure. Very nice for the Dutch, but Sheckler in position to potentially steal this. And wow, Youssef, oh man, come on. Especially if you're a Sioux, you can't do that. You gotta walk back to the treasure before you kill the wolf. Especially when you're playing versus Sioux, with that has such a fast explorer. Check the stream, make sure we're good. Yep, we should be all set here. Okay, good. Still some good treasures on the field here. You got 100 food treasure, 90 food, and also Sheckler can convert the outlaw riflemen, which are quite good. They were nerfed though a while back actually, so they're not as good as they used to be. Let's see. So what is the game plan here? Sioux versus Dutch. It's an interesting matchup. Both of these civs aren't played too often. They're kind of the lower tier civs, I suppose people would say, and they're just not really seen too often. So that's interesting. And seeing this matchup, I'm not sure exactly how this matchup is played out. It'll be interesting to see if Sheckler plays this, if he tries to focus on getting up to H3 quickly, or if he puts on a lot of aggression in H2 here. I could see him ship like 4 Axe Riders, use the Axe Riders to raid, and then kind of go with Fortress Age behind that. We'll have to kind of wait and see though. And Dutch usually just want to kind of sit in their base, boom, put up as many banks as possible, and get up to Fortress Age pretty early themselves. Both players now advancing to H2 here. Take a look at the decks here. Nothing special. No water decks for either of them, looks like. We do have Colonial Militia for Youssef. Quite a few industrial cards here. And we do have a trading post going down for Sheckler. That's basically what I would expect. Youssef in position to get a 135 XP treasure. Just waiting for his crack shot ability to come back. Let me know how the sound is. It should be perfectly fine, but you guys can let me know in the chat, and I'll see you 2 minutes later. Ooh, villager treasure that neither player has gone for yet, so we'll have to see. Sheckler, he can maybe prioritize this early, maybe with like his 4 Axe Rider shipment, he can just pick it up really quick and then go raid. It's definitely a nice treasure, just getting a free villager. Youssef getting the 135 XP treasure, and looks like, ooh, forward war hut, and unfortunately Youssef's in the perfect position to scout it immediately. So Sheckler not going to get any element of surprise. Youssef's going to know exactly what's going on, but Interesting. So yeah, this is causing Youssef to drop down a layer of walls right away. Get ready to hold the rush. Looks like he is not deleting the pillars. In the high level play, generally you see players delete their wall pillars here because it saves wood. You can basically have like the same kind of wall, yet you save wood by not building these wall pillars. Like, especially this one. This was a tiny segment. He has like 2 wall pillars here. Usually you see players delete the wall pillars, but if you don't do it correctly, you can leave gaps in the walls, and that could actually like be game changing sometimes. So we have seen players like delete the wall pillars, but then leave a gap in the wall and then lose the game because there's a hole in the wall. So sometimes it is maybe just easier or smarter to just build the wall pillars, but yeah, in this situation, definitely lost a bit of wood there by not deleting them. But it is a nice wall still. Looks like Sheckler is going for a second trading post here. So he did build a forward war hut, but he's not going like super aggressive as he's building a second trading post. And Youssef is able to see that also. Oh, there we go. Now the wall pillars are deleted, but he already built these ones, and this is what I was talking about. There is a hole right here, and perhaps even right there. So he'll have to rebuild those if he wants it to be completely closed off. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. This wall is perfect, actually. This is like what you generally see that high level play. Players deleting their wall pillars. Tiny gap right there. That's what I'm talking about. Something we have seen games where players make a perfect wall like this or something, and then they don't realize there's a gap right here, and then like all of a sudden a ton of units like come through and they lose the game because they left a tiny gap. So that's the downside to deleting the pillars, but obviously the upside is that you save wood, and you just gotta be mindful of the gaps. Sometimes it's okay to leave gaps if only like single units can squeeze through them, but I don't know, depending on like what you're playing against. Like here we go, we have a lot of units moving forward, and this is where like having the gaps is gonna be really annoying. Like Sheckler, I feel like he would be able to get through here. He's gonna get through. I mean, he would have got through obviously either way here. Youssef not doing a good job with his villagers, keeping the villagers really far out. Slow reaction time can cause him to lose 2 villagers there, unfortunately. Youssef is building 1 TP as he sees his upgraded stagecoach. A 3rd villager goes down, so pretty poor villager control from Youssef, to be honest. When like the units are coming in like that, you should be overly cautious. I think a lot of players, they'll try to like leave villagers on like a resource so they can like keep the villagers gathering as long as possible, like have the lowest amount of idle villagers time as possible, but like if you lose a villager, it's just not worth it. It's way more worth it to just have a ton of idle villager time but save them instead of like losing 3 villagers. Like, you just that is massive. You can't really let that happen. So Sheckler's gonna siege down this trading post and perhaps rebuild it himself. More walls are coming down here for Youssef. Looks like he's leaving the wall pillars this time around. And yeah, Sheckler is just in a really good spot. He's got the better eco. He's gonna have 4 TP stagecoach. The bigger army. He's just in a very demanding lead right here. And Youssef's only on 2 banks. Another villager going down. So yeah, let's sloppy control, keeping the villagers alive. And now sieging down the market here, as more clubs are rallying in. And yeah, Youssef, he doesn't have a lot going on here at all. Looks like he was trying to go H3. That's kind of the most unfortunate thing when you get caught in between, trying to age, and then you realize, oh shit, now I can't age, and I have to like somehow hold this aggression. He's even dropping to bank now, so he's gonna have to call Minutemen here, and maybe do a villager pull. Minutemen aren't called yet though, big mistake. Pulling your militia has been shipped. It was actually shipped a while ago, but no Minutemen call is a massive mistake. Game losing. He could have called big set of Minutemen or the small set of Minutemen and like at least held the pressure. Maybe got a really good trade potentially. Could have even like bought Explorer back, like Snare, and have a big set of Minutemen, but I mean he waited until basically skirmishers were dead to call Minutemen, so very just kind of poor decision making there not to call the Minutemen way sooner than he should have. Yeah, I think that's one thing, like, you know, medium tier players or lower tier players like struggle with. I don't know, just not realizing like Minutemen are very cost efficient and very good. And you gotta call them. Like even now, he still has a big set of Minutemen, but he's still just like keeping the resources in the bank for no reason, and like, you know, the game's over at this point. But finally, the big set of Minutemen, like these should have been called like 2 minutes ago. But a decent effort from Youssef. Is playing against sheckler, who, you know, sheckler's been around a long time, has a lot of games played, so Youssef, you know, got himself a tough opponent here, and finding himself a little outmatched by sheckler. And yeah, now let's just say now, TC about to go down. Youssef really trying to hold on. There we go. As he taps out now. Game 1, this best of 5 going to sheckler. Let's take a look at the post-game stats here. All resources gathered, heavily outgathered by sheckler. Yeah, it just looked like Youssef had a really sloppy build order. He didn't have a really decisive plan, and he just missed opportunities where like you just had to call the Minutemen sooner, like before your scrims started getting attacked. Like Minutemen just needed to be called, but he just looked like he was in panic mode and couldn't make the decision, and instead floated resources and then did an extremely late Minutemen call. But yeah, it just comes with time and practice. You get more comfortable and all that. But yeah, that's it for game 1. Game 1 going to sheckler. Alright guys, we're getting into game 2 here in a little bit. Yeah, so best of 5 should be Youssef's map choice here. Alright, so Youssef is selecting Arkansas. Sheckler forced lock his civ first. Sheckler is locking the Dutch, his main go-to civ here. Youssef going with the Aztecs. I think that is a pretty good civ choice, civ counter to Sheckler's Dutch, but this is Sheckler's no, that's not the right saying. Bed and butter? But what am I trying to say? Bread and butter? Is that the saying? This is his bread and butter? Yeah, I think that is the saying. This is Sheckler's bread and butter. Sounds weird saying that, but I think that's the saying. Sheckler remains Dutch, so so yeah, he's gonna be probably feeling okay here. Alright, here we go guys, getting game 2 here. Sheckler gonna be playing as Dutch, Youssef gonna be playing as Aztec, and we will be playing on Arkansas. Sheckler currently up 1-0 in this best of 5. This is the ESOC Stay-at-Home Cup, We're in the losers bracket in the round of 32, and the winner of this series will play versus Looktom in the round of 16 in the losers bracket. All right, here we go. That's not letting me put Fog of War on. Sheckler in the pink, playing as the Dutch. Youssef in the red, playing as the Aztecs here. It's weird how it sometimes doesn't let you put Fog of War on. It like bugs out sometimes. We'll have to come back to that. All right. Anyways, Youssef dropping a fire pit here and a house. So we'll have to see what Youssef's plan is. I assume he's going to do a very aggressive rush, which can work out quite good versus Dutch. So we'll have to see how Sheckler, responds to holding a rush potentially, and what Sheckler's game plan will be. He doesn't want to overboom, obviously, so you gotta be careful not to make too many banks. You gotta set your stuff up, be able to hold any early aggression. And this right here, honestly, I'm not a fan of this from Sheckler. You see some players doing this. He's hurting his second hunts, and honestly, it's just not smart and it's not efficient. You can just only herd your first hunts, and that will get you to H2, and then after that you can start herding your second hunt. Like, there's no reason to herd a second hunt in H1. It's just gonna give your villagers more walking time and just slow down their their age up, your age up. So it's just a minor thing, but sometimes you see players do it. But yeah, I don't really agree with it myself. There we go, Fog War working. Sheckler is picking up a 75 wood treasure, nice treasure to get. And do have that warrior priest dancing around that fire pit. Take a look at these players' decks, see if they got anything interesting. We do have Colonial Militia, good thing to point out there for Sheckler. The Swiss Pikes Church card. And Youssef, pretty standard deck here, nothing too crazy. Sheckler is now aging. And Youssef, not aging quite yet. We'll have to see what age up politician Youssef goes for. Could go with I expect him to do the fast age up with for Aztec. There was a new age up politician. It was tweaked in the somewhat recent patches where Aztec can age up with 2 war huts, and that's been seen quite a lot in tournament play in the last few months. So that's definitely an option for him, but I think he will still go with the fast age up. Since playing versus Dutch, probably trying to rush and put on a lot of aggression. Youssef starting to form an age 1 army here. Just see 90 food treasure. It would be nice to get. As he does have a Cherokee and an outlaw rifleman, so that's very nice. And yep, Youssef did go with the fast age up, so he's gonna hit age 2 at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. He is now just moving his villager forward, however. Okay, this one's just hurting, moving these 3 forward to build the war hut. I think his macro's a bit off. It feels like it should already be being built. Might slow down his rush a little bit here, but he is moving the villagers forward. So now he's gonna work on this 90 food treasure, pick up the 90 food treasure. But meanwhile, Sheckler is just getting to age 2 right now. He does have 1 bank. I was gonna say decent walls, but I don't know. He's got the natural trees here, and then he built the bank kind of right in the trees in the forest there. So, I don't know. Interesting building placement. And here we go. We do have the war hut going down for Youssef. Let's see what it is. Youssef's first shipment is 700 wood, so it wasn't like that critical that the war hut wasn't up sooner since he did ship 700 wood. I think that's fine. So we may see Youssef, I don't know, perhaps drop a trading post. I think he is going to build a trading post, we'll have to see. Or just use that 700 wood to kind of get up a market and you know, get some units out. Sheckler also shipping 700 wood here. And we do now have 2 banks for sheckler. Youssef backing off here. As we have 5 coyotes not popping out for Youssef. He is house though. Gotta drop some houses down. Five coyotes, they could go in now. Definitely missing a little bit of an opportunity here. Yeah, I think he's trying to, you know, put together a mass. He's gonna scout with 1 coyote, but it actually would be really good if he pushed right now. Obviously, he doesn't know what we know. You know, being able to see sheckler's entire base, but it definitely would be able to idle sheckler a little bit if he pushed in with all the coyotes. He is starting to give sheckler quite a bit of time here, I feel like. Sheckler already with 4 banks up and now a stable up. So I don't know if Youssef's kind of missing his window here, or actually shipping 5 villagers after 700 wood. So it looks like Youssef's just not even rushing. He's kind of doing like a fake rush, which can work, but versus Dutch, I don't know. Perhaps trying to fake out sheckler, have sheckler overcommit to the rush. But sheckler's not doing that at all. He's got 4 banks up. So an all-in rush actually would have been really good versus sheckler here. Coyotes are moving in. Going to try to get a bill. Not attack him. 600 wood coming out. And here's 4 husks popping. But we do have more coyotes. So, and 10 mace now. So now Youssef's going to maybe start pushing. Could take this engagement. Being a little too scared there. Backing off from like the 4 husks with like 9 coyotes or so and some mace. Oh, wait, what is this? Founder. Okay, that was a tech completed. Honestly, I'm not sure what this does. I have to go to the Twitch chat there. Forget what this does. Is fur fit upgrade? I'm not sure. We do have 4 hussars moving on out. And yeah, I don't know, just letting Dutch sit back and boom and be Dutch, it just feels really scary when you let Dutch do that. Here we go, huge raid from sheckler also. Youssef not moving in himself. Could have a good push here as sheckler went 4 banks. But these hussars picking up some villagers there. Youssef targeting the house. No pumas, so the sieging isn't too quick. Mace trying to target down some of the villagers here. A couple of pumas could catch the husk here. Nice, they are going to catch the husk, but 3v4, it's a semi-even trade. But still cost efficient for Youssef probably. So, definitely could have went a little bit better if you targeted the husk instead of kind of attacking them equally. Here we go, another batch of husks pop out, and sheckler getting the trap here. Youssef kind of forced to fight, but he's got a good amount of coyotes, so it's semi-even trade here. Looks like sheckler probably going to come out on top, however. Could have been tanking a little bit more with that ESOC Explorer. But yeah, looking at the recalculated eco, sheckler at 44 to Youssef's 27 only. Here, now the Puma arrived, unfortunately a little late. Would have been very good if these Pumas were there, you know, just 30 seconds earlier. So we're gonna push sheckler back here. And we do have Colonial Militia now being shipped, so forcing Youssef to really get out of here. One hitting these Pumas. Whew. Jeez. Oh, God. And yeah, sheckler with the massively better eco and now with Colonial Militia, basically going to make it impossible to push into sheckler's town center. Sheckler just looks to be in a great position here for this game. And Sheckler even aging here, so yeah. Sheckler with a very large lead right now, looks like. Youssef gonna try to do what he can to get himself back into this game. But here's another nice raid from Sheckler. Moving in with 3 Huss raid. Gonna find a lot of villagers here. Very nice job. And Youssef moving on in himself, but Colonial Militia can really take out this whole army here, so Colonial Militia is going to be really nice in this situation. This is a perfect situation where you want Colonial Militia, where you have the much better eco, but you can just, idle your villas in DC, let Colonial Militia do its damage. This is the best way to use Colonial Militia. To just buy time, make the game drag out, let your superior eco, take effect. These skirmers aren't attacking. And yeah, with Sheckler in H3 now, he's just gonna clean up this 8 skirmishers being shipped. And Sheckler is looking to be in a really good position here. Pushing Youssef back here, more skirmishers railing in. And Youssef tapping out here. Sheckler taking game 2, going up 2-0. And Youssef very quickly falling behind here. As Youssef, he gave Dutch a lot of time, let Dutch just boom away, and that's just not what you want, really. You're not gonna outboom Dutch, unless if I don't know, you're really greedy or something. But yeah, that's it for game 2. Somebody says some really loud crickets. You guys can actually hear those. The crickets getting on the mic, that is actually kind of hilarious. I live in a jungle, apparently. Crickets they're trying to get some clout, get up, get their music out there. Meanwhile, saying this is some intense cicadas. Summertime in Chicago. Yep, indeed. Alright guys, we'll be getting game 3 here. Alright. Youssef picking Florida as map for game 3. I believe Sheckler has to lock his Civ once again. And Sheckler gonna lock German, so I think that's another Civ he's quite comfortable with. He played Sue in the first game. It's interesting. Yeah, so I think he's got like 3 Civs down quite good. Dutch probably being Sheckler's main, and then I guess German Sue maybe the same. So Youssef looks like he's gonna stick with Aztec here and go German versus Aztec on Florida. It's an interesting matchup. But yeah, I mean, sheckler just pure, he's kind of the better player. He's higher ranked, been around for a long time. I think there's kind of a bit of a skill gap here between these two players. But here we go. We're going to be getting game 3 here. See if Youssef can surprise us and try to take one game off of sheckler. Oh god, dude, it's freaking hilarious. Alright. Alright guys, in the game 3 here. Game 3 here. Been playing on Florida. Sheckler is currently up 2-0 on the Special 5. So Youssef, do or die for him. He's got to win this one to stay alive. We have Youssef in the red playing as the Aztec civilization, and Sheckler in the pink playing as the German civilization. Alright, so I do start with the market on this map. So we'll have to see if the players, work that into their build order at all, in Age 1. Perhaps get some market upgrades here in Age 1. Yeah, so Sheckler going to be playing as German here. Let's see, it looks like it was not a wood start, so... Oh wait, I'm sorry, it was. I was kind of a little distracted at the start. So Sheckler did get that TP up right away. Very nice for Germans. Whenever they can build an Age 1 trading post, it just makes them substantially stronger, significantly stronger. Youssef, he did pick up, what was that, 100 food, I believe he got? Yep, picked up 100 food. Also has a outlaw blowgunner here in his little Age 1 army. And so we're seeing kind of the same thing I was talking about last game. Youssef hurting his second hunt when you just don't need to in Age 1. As you see, the villager had to walk very far to this deer. It's better to just stay on your one hunt, and it'll help you get to Age 2 quicker. Sheckler shipping his settler wagons as a German Age 1 shipment that you always see. Sheckler going to pick up 75 wood treasure, very nice treasure to pick up. And we'll have to see what Youssef's plan is here. So last game, he did build a forward war hut with Aztecs, but he basically kind of did like a fake rush. He ended up shipping 700 wood and then 5 villagers. He did train 5 coyotes early and then didn't really move in with them, so... we'll have to see what he decides to do this game. If he's going to do like an all-in rush, or if he's going to, do similar strategies last game, where he, kind of booms a bit more. And this game, Sheckler is playing as the Germans, so I think you would expect Sheckler to open with a barracks here, so he can make pikemen or crossbows. It can be tricky if you open with stable as German to defend, an Aztec heavy rush. Probably not the smartest choice, so I expect Sheckler to probably open with barracks. Grabbing a 35 food treasure here, and Youssef has his eyes on 80 food treasure, so looks like he's going to be able to pick that up. Ooh, native treasure in the back of the base, those are always really nice, so I'd like to see Youssef go and get this treasure at some point, after reading this 80 food treasure. Youssef is on his way up, both players aging up to Age 2 here, Sheckler with the shipment already in the bank. As Youssef does also, but TP pass coming around again, so Germans with that Age 1 TP, they're just getting their shipments. Their shipments are just going to be rolling in a lot quicker. And it's very good for germ civ. So here we go, Youssef now getting this 80 food treasure. We'll have to see what Youssef's doing. We don't see any forward villagers here, so no forward war hut coming down yet, at least for Youssef. So looks like he may not be rushing, which I don't know. Once again, it kind of feels scary. If you don't put early pressure on German when it's an age 1 TP star for German, it can be really scary. So I don't know. It looks like Youssef's gonna play it, more boomy, more defensive, which it can work, but it's gonna be tricky. I don't think it's as easy. Okay, actually he went. Never mind. He didn't do a fast age up. He did the 2 war hut age up. Okay, so that makes sense why there's no forward villagers. I just wasn't paying attention to the age up time, but we do see the 2 war huts going down in the middle of the map here. So that's nice. I like that. That's basically one of the other alternatives. Like I was saying last game, you could do the fast age up or do the 2 war hut age up. He didn't get the native treasure though, which I think is a little bit disappointing. Putting that guy in stealth mode, he can just be so good. You get so much value from him. And we did actually see Sheckler open with a stable, so yeah, I was expecting a barracks, but going with the stable, it's definitely a possible option. It's probably a little bit more risky. I do like the stable location though. If you put it forward, it could get sieged down easier, but it's behind the town center, so it's a bit more safe. And Youssef would have to move his pikes in, kind of all the way underneath Sheckler's base to siege it. So good stable location. But yeah, if Youssef just opens with a bunch of pikes here, he could do a lot of damage. He did ship 700 wood though as his first shipment, which that's fine. Let's get some houses up. Work on your eco upgrades here. As the Ulans are now moving on in. But this is actually quite risky. It's going right underneath the 2 war huts. His units could pop right here. But Sheckler being brave. There we go, exactly what I'm talking about. The Pumas do pop and they do get good hits on the Ulans, and yeah. And this is nice. Okay, I think Youssef needs to stop chasing all of these though. Maybe you chase with 2 of them. But you can send the rest of your Pumas over to the TC. I think Youssef's getting a little bit too distracted here with these 2 Ulans. You don't need to send all the Pumas there. I feel like that's a little bit of an overkill. Right now, he could really be pushing in the Sheckler's base, I think, and doing quite a bit of damage. But still, that was a really nice catch for Youssef, helping kind of put himself in a good position here. But he needs to do damage, though. He's on clock. He really needs to do quite a bit of damage to Sheckler. More Pumas being trained, though. I really like that. Since Sheckler opened with a stable, he does not have a barracks, so Min-Men being called. There's enough mace. He backs off, which is fine. I like that. Yeah, that's a good call. They're just backing off. Yeah, there is now a barracks for Sheckler and 8 Expos being shipped to. 6 Pumas. Wow, there's a lot of Pumas. Oh boy. Okay, maybe a little too many at this point. Gonna get the 1 Ulan there. Pumas are out of position. He had some here to defend, but did they go down to the Ulans? There's a lot of Pumas. Jeez. If you can start mixing up his army count now, though. Oh no, he's letting. There we go. Regroups. Does lose 1 Puma there. But yeah, if you start now mixing in more mace or potentially coyotes, this could still be a really good army. Sending 5 Pumas back to defend raids like that, especially since he's got so many. And there are a lot of crossbows here, though. Nine mace are being shipped here for Youssef, so he does have a pretty good army here, and he's gonna move back in and try to push in. And yeah, he's got a good opportunity to perhaps push in here with the mace. Sending the Pumas a little bit forward. Could cover mode the Pumas, that would be nice to see. Try to soak up some of that damage from the Ulans. Is you really need to have the mace target the expos as much as possible here. Some of them looks like they are in cover mode. Yep, they are in cover mode here. And 3 Dop shipment has arrived here for sheckler. A couple coyotes trained, but I think all in all, I think that was a good trade for sheckler. Looked like Youssef was kind of losing slightly more units there. Looking at the recalculated eco, sheckler is ahead by 8, and now with a superior military mass. But decent engages here from Youssef. This game, probably looking the closest so far. A lot of villagers just getting retasked here as they finish the gold mine. And sheckler now looks like he's macroing to age up. Still has quite a large army here to defend, so even though sheckler is going to be aging here in a little bit, he's going to have a lot of units, a good amount of units to still defend. But this will be Youssef's best opportunity if he just keeps committing to making a large mass and can get this little timing push that sheckler's now aging. If Youssef kind of can go in, and he's just kind of start going in like now or very soon, as this will be his best chance. But sheckler, he's going to have a shipment available when he hits age 3 here. And 9 coyotes, it should be go time for Youssef. 9 coyotes have been shipped, and he's got a chance here, but he really needs to go in now. Big batch of mace also trained, so here we go. It's go time for Youssef. Let's see if he can do some damage here. The house was just 1 HP there, and actually, if he can kill this house before the sheckler gets up, that would be huge. Could perhaps house sheckler, preventing him from sending the shipment, but sheckler is aware of this, so he's dropping another house. He did not get the shipment off. Oh wait, now he did. He just had enough room though. Here we go. Go time for Youssef, and he could. I think he needs to commit with everything though. Does kill another house, which is nice, but he really needs to commit with the whole army here. I think just force a fight before a shipment arrives. I think the Pumas are a little bit overly distracted sieging. Really need to just send the Pumas in. Oh, and no Pumas. The Coyotes are now. The trading post does go down. Still has a good chance. But every second that goes by is just kind of better and better for shecklers. I don't know, Youssef's unit control just looks a little bit sloppy here. He can't really make up his mind. Is he fighting? Is he sieging the TC? Here we go. Now he's committing to the army. Quite late, though. Wow. Where was the eco? Hold on, let's take a look at units lost real quick. Did sheckler? Oh, apparently, when did I feel like I think sheckler had idle TC for a while. He did lose actually 4 villagers and a cellar wagon. So recalculated eco, Youssef's actually ahead 1. I'm actually quite surprised at that because I swear last time I looked up the recalculated eco, I thought like sheckler was ahead like 7. So yeah, eco-wise, Youssef is actually ahead 2 villagers, but he's down in age. And now sheckler's kind of stabilizing here in H3. So, yeah, even though, sheckler just very slightly has a worse eco, and he's an entire age ahead. But 5 villagers shipped for Youssef. He could be okay here. It's a really close game. Expo's moving in to get some shots off. There are a lot of mace here, though. Batch of skirmishers are trained. And sheckler forced to rebuild some houses here. And yeah, if it's kind of like if sheckler waits too long, then perhaps Youssef will be in a good spot. And the interesting thing about this is it's not easy to push into 2 war huts. So Youssef now with a better eco, he's up 8 villagers, or 7 villagers. And sheckler of course is an age ahead, which is massive. Well, here we go. Sheckler going to try to push into the 2 blockhouses. He does now have veteran Ulans, and Ulans were shipped, so here we go. But war wagons, yeah, not really getting in there, backing off. Sheckler losing quite a few Ulans there, and this is going really good for Youssef right now. Sheckler's just not really committing with his whole army. He's kind of committing with like half, and big batch of coyotes popping out. yeah, I mean, sheckler's not going to be able to break this location, it doesn't look like. Really want to target the war wagons with mace here. And yeah, that was a really good trade for Youssef. So Youssef looking good in this game. Looks like he may force this to a game 4, perhaps. It is score-wise, sheckler is ahead by quite a bit, which it almost seems it doesn't seem like that though. I mean, Youssef is up 7 villagers, forcing age behind. It's a very close game still at this point. Sheckler gonna try to build a trading post here. He did rebuild his first one. It's a little bit greedy going for a second TP here, but it's still gonna be really hard for sheckler to push into these 2 war huts. Like, that's the main thing. Like, he could perhaps use his Ulans to raid, but how is he gonna push into these 2 war huts? It's so hard to push into you know, to war huts or like blockhouses. And Mace are gonna get some really good hits in here. And yeah, actually every second that goes by is actually gonna be better for Youssef. And now look at the score. Yeah, like just you know, a second ago I looked at score and sheckler was up like 20, I think, and now you know, now it's about even. And this is gonna be in kind of just a good target to siege down, really. So yeah, I don't know. I think a little bit of a mistake, sheckler building this trading post. Don't really need 2 trading posts at this point. Also quite forward. Youssef losing quite a few units here in the process, however. Trading post does go down. And sheckler also has to start getting further out on the map for these gold mines. Youssef up 7 villagers. And Youssef with a lot of res in the bank himself. Not sure if he's going to try to squeeze in an age up himself, or if he just needs to kind of re-macro properly. Explorer going down. 8 skirmishers shipped for sheckler here, as perhaps it's go time for sheckler. His army is getting quite scary here. He's got veteran Ulans, a good amount of war wagons here, and a lot of skirms. 600 coin coming in for Youssef. Does arrive at home, so he could age up. He's got about the food to age up here. So we'll have to see if Youssef's going to age up. If he gets away with it, you know, it can be good, but I don't know. He probably would be better off just staying age 2 and just massing up really heavily, but he's going to age up. And actually, you know what? With that being said, he does still have the fast age up. I just remembered. So he's going to be able to get to age 3 really quickly. So that actually will be really nice. The only thing is his army, I think once sheckler sees that, sheckler's really going to push in. And Youssef might not want to keep his army over here. He doesn't... I mean, he could still perhaps hold this location, but he may be a little bit vulnerable once he ages up. And if sheckler really just decides to go all in and push. 2 villagers going down. Nice raid there from sheckler. And a lot of villagers exposed over here for Youssef. But coyotes are coming in. You're going to perhaps catch these Ulans, which would be a nice pickup here. There we go. Youssef now in H3. How is sheckler going to respond to this? We're not seeing sheckler move his army yet. Perhaps he feels like he doesn't need to push, though. This gold mine is about to run out, though, for sheckler, so he's gonna... Yeah, I mean, both these gold mines are underneath the blockhouses or the war huts. So they either have to go for this really far gold mine or push and, you know, kind of go for these gold mines. Youssef chopping 2 noble huts. Really want to see the upgrades for the units. Want to queue those up as soon as you can. Get those units stronger. Looking at the recalculated eco, Youssef is up 4 villagers right now. Military-wise, sheckler is ahead. 90, 104 as 7 skirmishers just arrived. yeah, this is a pretty scary army from Sheckler here. 100. Oh, little pause from Sheckler. Alright, we got a little pause in the action here as, yeah, Sheckler's army is very scary here. This could be a tough one for Youssef. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this. He's going to have to choose the right time to fight here.
Are you ready? Yes.
Alright, here we go, back in it. We'll have to see, is Sheckler going to push into these 2 war huts, or is he perhaps just positioning his army? He is not on any gold mines right now, so that gold mine ran out and he just went on food here, so but now he's pushing. He's still gonna have a weird time where like he's not able to train any reinforcements because he didn't like commit to a gold mine. But he's going to underneath both blockhouses with an extremely large army, and yeah, Youssef's not gonna want to take this fight yet, so Sheckler would probably re-task his villagers, put his villagers on these gold mines as those 2 war huts fell very quickly to his very large army. As Sheckler was starting to mix in some pikes since he got kicked off the gold mines here. Military population's evening up a little bit with a lot of Eagle Runner Knights being trained here. But that is a lot of German units here. Here we go, go time. A lot of skirmishers here. Coyote's kind of struggling to get forward. As Sheckler doing a good job kiting here with his skirmishers. At some point, I think Youssef just has to go in, but he's kind of losing a lot of units throughout this. Coyote's already starting to get on top of the skirmishers. There's not that many of them, though. Quite a few Ulans going down here. More Eagle Runner Knights do pop out here, as it's go time for Youssef here. He's committing. Trying to get the Pumas in the right position on top of the Ulans here. As the Eagle Runner Knights, they can be really good, and just a unit you don't see super often. Fight is pretty even. Looks like military population-wise, Sheckler is ahead. But now all the Pumas are dead, unfortunately. And it looks like Sheckler is coming out ahead in this fight. Those Ulans melting very quickly, though. It's a very even fight here. Cav combat coming in for Sheckler. Most of his army's already dead here. But that will be in effect for the rest of the game, of course. As Youssef now forced to back off here. Did just get another batch of units trained though, so he's going back in. Trying to put a war hut up here. Good cutting from Sheckler here. And pretty even trade there, all in all. But Sheckler was able to claim these gold mines, so really big for the Germans. Ten Coyotes being shipped for Youssef. Nice shipment there to try to even up the military gap. Ulans are getting some nice raids in here. A couple more villagers going down, picking up 2 villagers. Ulans do go down, however. So now even eco. 1 villager going down there for Youssef. Military is pretty even once again, so very close game, very back and forth. Or kind of just staying even, rather. Youssef really moving far out on the map. It's a good job. He does have backhold, though. Could have went for that, much less risky. And here we go time for Youssef, getting the Coyotes on top of the skirmishers, which is actually really nice. A lot of the skirmishers now in melee mode and not really able to attack like they would like to. As this fight's going quite well for Youssef, I want to say here. Especially for the numbers. I think Sheckler had the better numbers, but pretty good trade here for Youssef. Skirmishers are going. Ooh, look at that! All going down there at the same time. Is that, man? These guys can get scary. People sleep on the Eagle Runner Knights, but these guys don't mess around. And now Youssef pushing sheckler all the way back to his town center here, as you know the gold mines are out. Wow, sheckler actually dropping docks at this point. Not sure if that's the smartest choice. It's kind of a slow play. It's just 400 wood just to put up the docks, and then you know, it takes quite a long time. Honestly, it would be better if you really just control the gold mines, but yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, I think, ooh, Jaegers, that is going to be big. Jaegers are a lot better when they're having an army to support them, but still, even by themselves with these kind of low unit counts, they can still be really good. Ecos are still quite even here. So yeah, sheckler was looking to be in a scary spot there, but then whenever the Jaegers do pop, it is a massive power spike. Still a very even game here. Very good game 3 here between these two. Oh, looks like we got one lone Eagle Runner Knight stuck in the mine. 13 mace shipment. Nice shipment to be able to send, especially versus this army composition of Jaegers and war wagons. So yeah, Youssef's got a really good military right now. Sheckler's starting to go ahead in the eco with 3 docks and a lot of villagers on wood. So perhaps Youssef will have to maybe push at some point. But at the same time, it's German, like, not gathering any gold. So, like, he's starting to train pikes. So, honestly, I feel like Youssef's fine. Like, he's playing against German, like, you know, veteran pikes. So, the German army is going to be a lot weaker than you typically see. Just because sheckler is not really on any gold. He is not putting his fishing boats on the gold, but he's not gathering from any of these gold mines. So, he's kind of really struggling to get the units out that he would like to. Both players just sitting back at this point. Town second TC going down for sheckler here on the gold mine. I feel like sheckler's not going out on the gold mines as much as he could be. Perhaps didn't even scout this one. And yeah, that Aztec army is looking quite good here. He is falling behind in eco though with all these fishing boats being produced. So I mean, Youssef might have to make something happen soon, but like I said, Youssef, he's been on the gold and on the hunt, so he's actually gathering. Even though he has less eco, his eco might even be better because sheckler is gathering so much wood, and he's like just putting his resources to like veteran pikes rather than like skirmishers or war wagons or uhlans. So even though sheckler has the more eco population, it isn't necessarily a good thing in a way. You know, he's kind of losing it in a sense because he's not gathering from hunt, he's not gathering from gold mines, he's just gathering a bunch of wood and training units you don't really want to train. And we do have an artillery foundation going down for sheckler. Like he always likes mixing in cannons. Not something you always see with German civilization, but we're going to see some cannons in production, looks like. 8 Uhlans shipped for sheckler here. Militaries are pretty even, and there are a lot of fishing boats being made here. Sheckler is really starting to, and even a second TC, and sheckler now is securing the second hunt. So, yeah, I don't know. Youssef perhaps missing his timing here, actually. Still has a really large army. If you can push in before cannons arrive, you know, that's definitely the time to fight here. Youssef not sending any units to scout. It would be nice to, you know, just send a single unit, see what's going on. Oh, and this could be a massive game-ending raid if sheckler connects with villagers here. And it looks like he will. Let's see if Youssef does a counter push at the same time. It can be the best option. But here we go. Youssef is going in. Like 4 cannons popping out. And oh boy, these Uhlans are here to take down a lot of villagers. But here's the main engage. Perhaps Youssef can just win this engagement very heavily. There are 3 cannons, no 4 cannons back there though. And Youssef actually backing off here and losing a lot of villagers in the process. So now it's looking quite good for sheckler. Youssef definitely had some chances in this game, but now all of a sudden it looks like sheckler's starting to run away with this one. Good job from sheckler backing off in time. Getting some good hits on the war wagons here. Oh, now catching the Uhlans actually, so that is a nice catch. Definitely a very nice catch. Killing maybe like 10 Uhlans there. But Youssef did lose a lot of villagers in the process. And yeah, now it feels like Youssef has to push. He's got 40 less villagers right now. The one Eagle Runner Knight in the mine. We're gonna have the cannons attack him. Nope. He's getting some hits in. He's doing some damage. Pikes. Oh, one cannon taking him out. Yeah, and these fishing boats are actually quite big. Youssef never really pushed. Now Youssef switching the farms. He does still have a pretty good army. If you can like catch these cannons out of position, the Jaeger's pretty far out. And big group of mace do arrive. Here we go, it's go time. Can he find a way to deal with the cannons? As there's no cav and there's a lot of mace. Cannons are now starting to go down pretty quickly here. Still 2 up, maybe a couple of cannons hiding there. All the cannons now down as there's still a lot of mace. And yeah, sheckler's forced to back off here. Youssef really needs to keep pushing this though, because he's massively behind Nico. He needs to not only win fights but continue to push and really finish the game in a way. Well, Black Riders arriving for sheckler. However, the main army composition from sheckler is already gone. Well, sheckler actually going industrial. Yeah, Youssef really needs to push in. Sheckler with some, not the smartest plays here. Go Black Riders really out of position. Yeah, sheckler going industrial at this moment definitely feels strange, and kind of fighting before his Black Riders arrived. He's definitely taking a lot of risk in this game, kind of unnecessary risk, but he does have a massive eco where it might just be okay. And this is the thing, I think with Youssef, he like he never really pushes in. Like he'll attack, but then, I mean, he never like continues to push. It seems like this game. He's now moving back in, or he like hesitates a lot, I suppose. $800 coin arriving for Youssef. Ooh, look at that, 5 cannons being trained for sheckler. Getting a really nice volley off there. And yeah, sheckler just looking to be in a good spot here with his massive eco. And now he's going to be industrial age. Sheckler in industrial age. And 52 villagers, 93, pretty large eco gap there. Youssef just continuing to mass up here. He is now dropping a dock, it looks like, which actually could be nice. If you would have done this earlier, it could be big. Especially the canoes are really cost efficient. Even now, this definitely could be a nice pickup, but it does feel like Youssef is quite far behind at this point. 2 heavy cannons being shipped. We're gonna have 5 Valks and 2 heavy cannons. Oof. Second dock going down for Youssef. Oh, we do have Arrow Knights, though, actually. And I mean, there are heavy cannons, but I feel like Arrow Knights can kill cannons like very cost efficiently. So if Youssef can, I don't know, maybe he can make this work. I mean, there's not a ton of army behind the cannons. If you could somehow find the way for the Arrow Knights to get like really good trades, like maybe he can be okay. But it's a scary push here from sheckler. And if these cannons get any volleys off, they're gonna do a lot. Oh, the mace are really bunching up. But there's like very little supporting army for sheckler. But still, so many cannons, they're going to take just a long time for the Arrow Knights to even kill. Kind of such a strange German push here. It's like pure cannons at this point. With a lot of those mace going down. And yeah, there's just too many cannons. They're going to take quite a long time to go down. And I think Youssef could have done a little bit better job focusing them. I don't know if I've seen some cannons with like half health, and I don't know if the Arrow Knights are doing the best job targeting all the cannons. They take care of the two heavies. Here's some reinforcements. Warhut does go down. And yeah, sheckler's looking to be in a good spot. The canoes, now starting to come out. This would have been quite nice if it was a bit earlier, because they really can't do a huge ton of damage to the eco here. But Youssef just losing on land by too much. Youssef tapping out. So sheckler taking this one 3-0. Well played from sheckler. This last game was a very close game, very good one, entertaining one. Youssef stepping up the most in this game through here, putting up a good fight. So that's gonna be it for this series. Sheckler will advance to, he's in the losers bracket of the ESOC Stay-at-Home Cup. So let's see, where does he advance to? Sheckler going to be advancing to the round of 16 in the losers bracket, where he's going to be playing versus Lipton. And that should be a really good game. That should be a really entertaining series. I'm be looking forward to watching that one. So, yeah, if you guys aren't following us on ESOC TV, of course, follow us. We stream tournaments basically all the time here. And yeah, this tournament's really heating up in the winners bracket too. We'll have a lot of entertaining series this weekend, throughout the week. Losers bracket's really starting to heat up too. So we have a lot of this games. Once the games get scheduled, we post the the schedule on ESOC-community.net. So of course, check us out there, where you can get the best information of when the games will be. But that's gonna be it for this series.